Hello.
Hello.
Did I do it?
You did it.
Oh my God.
It's like you've been zooming forever.
That was very confusing. I thought like a last minute link.
We're getting zoomed by Vicki Lawrence.
This is crazy.
And I had to download an app, and I'm not very good at this stuff. Anyway.
Same here, sister.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm old.
You're old. Well, look at what we got for the show. We got I Love Vicki shirts.
Wow.
Because we love you.
I'm wearing mine every day now. Never taking it off.
Okay. Wow.
So welcome to cast11.com. And we understand you're going to be in our neck of the woods on April 25th for the Vicki Lawrence and Mama.
I'm looking forward to it. I've heard Prescott is a very special town. That's what I've heard.
Have you ever been to our neck of the woods?
I haven't.
Well, you'll like it. We are in central Arizona, in case you don't have Google Maps and you haven't downloaded that app yet.
Don't even worry about downloading the app. We'll get you here. I get you here. It's beautiful weather. It's going to be.
They'll tell you it's the cleanest air in North America, except they forget to tell you that it's got the highest pollen count. So if you have allergies,
oh dear,
bring your allergy medicine.
Yeah, load up on the Zyrtec. Okay.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you. I grew up on Fruit Loops, hot dogs, peanut butter jelly sandwiches, Carol Burnett show, Three Stooges, and MASH. So.
Yeah.
And I would love to say I'm too young to remember any of that, but that is a big fat lie. So loved you. But Mama's Family was my favorite. So.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think a lot of older folks, not that we're older, but I think a lot of them are introducing their grandkids or their children to all the old shows because there's just not a lot of stuff. There's nothing like that on anymore. So I think it's good. Kids are getting sort of like a sense of television history a little bit.
Yes, they're getting doses on their reels now because we can see you on reels and on
Snippets.
YouTube, right? It's like all over again.
I know. It's crazy.
How are you embracing that?
It's incredible. I mean, it's wonderful that, I never thought, neither did Carol, that we would be reaching into all these generations after us, which is pretty special.
What is your most memorable skit that you did on the Carol Burnett show? Because, I mean, to work with such a legend and you yourself, such a legend, the backstage stuff must have been just hilarious all the time with Tim Conway and Carol Burnett and not a job for sure. I just imagine you guys laughing all the time. But
yeah,
I always remember Carol Burnett coming out with like the curtain rod in her dress and but you had to have some really great special moments on that show.
It's too many to pick one. I mean, I would say definitely the family sketches were just super fun. And I would say arguably Carol's favorite characters on the show. We did quite a few of those. I would have to say most memorable was probably season 2, when they finally gave me something to do besides playing her little sister. And it was a takeoff of the Newlywed Game. One of our writers played my husband. And it was the first time that they let me sort of venture out and try a different character. And I think it was such a small part that they figured if she messes it up, she won't ruin the whole sketch. Yeah. If she's good, it's a little stepping stone. Yeah. What happened to me, you guys, would never happen nowadays.
Right.
This would never happen.
No.
Right.
It was giving those opportunities. And I read that you were 24 when you created the Mama character.
Yes.
That is incredible to me because nothing in my life is better than comfortable shoes, throwing on a big old dress and a big old sweater and just relaxing and putting a wig on. How smart were you at 24 to be like, all right, this is it. No high heels. I'm putting on the orthopedics.
Well, it wasn't up to me. That sketch was written by 2 of our writers. They wrote it for Carol. Really? And she didn't like that part. She said, I think I want to play Eunice. So it was actually Bob Mackey who said, we can make Vicki an old lady. Because by then he had made me lots of old ladies, really. Because it was Carol's show. She was Shirley Temple. I was the mean old school teacher. And if she was the princess, I was the wicked witch. I was the supporting female. So I played a lot of crazy old ladies.
And who knew? Who
Yeah.
knew?
So at the time, it was just I was just kind of trying to do similar to what Carol was doing with Eunice.
Mhm.
And thus was born Mama.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. What an incredible story.
So how you got into show business, it reminds me, by the way, we were born in the same city, Miss Fireball,
Inglewood.
Inglewood.
Oh, were you born in Inglewood?
Uh-huh.
I
Daniel
was born
Freeman
in
Hospital.
LA. I was born at Cedars of Lebanon when it was downtown.
Okay.
That's where I was actually born. But we lived in Inglewood.
Okay.
That's where they took me home.
Close enough for city work.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know the SoFi Stadium?
Mm-hmm.
That used to be Hollywood Park. That's where I learned to drive, in that parking lot.
Oh my gosh.
So that's my hood.
I learned to drive over Coldwater Canyon. That's where our driver took us for
Oh,
our first.
wow.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yikes.
So the way your career started, it reminded me, we hired this rock star that sent me this random email, a modern version of, I think, what you did. A random email came into my office from a person that wanted to work with us. And we get a lot of those, but there was something about the letter that said, we got to check this person out. We didn't have the budget to hire him, but I brought it to my boss. Our ownership group said, this person looks like something special. And lo and behold, we hired her. And it reminded me, when I read the story and saw the video of you talking about you writing a letter to the Carol Burnett show and them showing up to the Miss Fireball of Inglewood, I think it was, it said in your resume. Tell us a little bit about that, because that's just, to me, it had to have been something special that you wrote.
Well, Carol has said to me many times, when you get most of your fan mail just asks for an autograph or a picture. She said, when you actually get a letter that is coherent and is written in English, you'll always read it, because they're very few and far between.
That's a giant lesson.
100%. We deal with that every day. Me come work for you.
This wouldn't happen today. Nobody writes anymore. You would tweet her or something. I'm not sure she'd know what the heck to do.
Yeah, she'd have to download an app. There'd be a whole thing.
Yeah. No, I don't know that you would reach her.
A lesson for our young people. I think I'm going to take that snippet and give it to my stepdaughter. Yes, just write them a letter. Maybe
just write them a letter. Maybe they'll open it.
Just and thank you notes. They're just a lost art. I was at an autograph convention, you guys, a few weeks ago, and a darling girl came up with her dad. She was probably like 15, and she asked for an autograph. So I asked her name. I'm writing her name and love and by name, and she looked at it. She looked at the picture. She said to her dad, "She's writing in cursive, Dad, and I can't read it."
Oh. Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lost art.
We do the same thing with how they teach math in school. My granddaughter will tell me, "Oh, Nanny, there's 5 hairs on that nickel, so that's 25." And I'm like, "What are you, huh?" She goes, "Well, there's 5 hairs on a quarter, which means there's 5 nickels on a quarter." I was like, "Okay, I'm done." I have no idea what you're talking about. This is crazy how we do things.
What does that mean?
It's by 5s. There's 5 nickels. I don't even know. I just told her 5 times 5 is 25. That's how you figure it out. "Oh, you got to write hairs, Nanny." I was like, whatever.
Hairs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Can't add, and they can't do cursive, and can't read cursive. So
no, but they can get the answer to anything in a nanosecond, which is kind of frightening. That's frightening also.
Exactly. So for the folks that are going to see your show for the first time on Friday, April 25th at 7 p.m. at the Jim and Lindley Performing Arts Center in Prescott, want to share a little bit about what you do and what's it all about?
Well, I put this show together, a version of this show quite a few years ago, right on the heels of 9/11. And my agent said to me, "You have till June or opening in Vegas, baby." I said, "Aren't we supposed to go out to the Ice Palace?" And where the heck was that? Aren't we supposed to go somewhere tiny? No, we're going to Vegas.
Straight to Vegas.
Yeah. So I was nervous. I got with my writing partner. I've had a writing partner since I had my talk show in the 90s. And he has a woman's voice. I said to him, I have to do Mama because everybody loves her so much. I know that. They treat her like she's not even me, like she's a real person.
Two
I'll
different
walk down
people,
the
right?
street and people will ask me where she is.
Oh,
Like I should run into the phone booth and turn into her. So I knew she had to be a big part of the show. I said, but I would really like to be me before I'm not anymore. So I put my half of the show together. It's just largely autobiographical. And I think it's everything that the audience would ask if we did questions and answers like Carol used to do. It's everything everybody wants to know about me, like how I got started, how I met my husband, how did I become a natural redhead, how the hell did I have one hit record, how did Mama happen, all the things that I know people
Mhm.
want to know. And then, so that half of the show hasn't changed too much unless something really amazing happens to me that needs to go in there. Um, and then the second half is Mama. And I specifically said to my writing partner, I don't want this to be, I don't want it to be retrospective at all. Because Mama's family, I don't know, it sort of feels like it was in a little time warp, you know?
Yeah.
I would like to push her into the new century and let her deal with all the stuff that's going on in the world. So that's what I do. And that part gets to change often, you know, if something silly happens on the news, which is every day now. Shoot, it's every minute. Uh, yeah,
Absolutely.
that's fun. It's fun to change that part of the show up.
I'd imagine it's like Mama adopting an iPhone for the first time. It's like when I gave my dad an iPhone at the pool one day as his new phone, and I think I heard 10 expletives in the first 30 seconds. 2 weeks later, he
Mhm.
loved it, but at first, it's a new habit.
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
imagine Mama downloading an app to have to talk to people now and used to just pick up your phone and here we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
It's a very different world.
very different.
So, yeah, it's fun to change her up. If there's anything in the news that sounds fun, I'll call my writing partner and say, we need to put this needs to go in the show. And it's fun. We'll go back and forth. Like I'll have an idea and he'll send it back, but he doesn't really speak Mama-ese too well. So I have to translate it. And then it just goes back and forth until we're happy with it.
So what's the latest, if without spoiler alerts, what's the latest new idea that you said you called your writing partner? We got to put this in there.
You're never going to believe this. You're never going to believe what just happened.
Well, no, it's all the stuff on the news, the eggs,
Mhm.
the entire Senate that can't get along, the
Right.
toilet that flush 3 times before you get your pants up, the same-sex marriages,
Okay.
human cloning. I mean, she's having to deal with all this stuff.
Because Mama is not going to spend $7.50 on a dozen eggs. Are you kidding me?
I know.
She's going to have to.
I guess I know
Crazy.
Mama's pronouns too.
Yeah. Old lady is Mama's pronouns. That's it, right? Me and she, old lady. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're very honored to have you here.
Well, thank you.
Very, very honored. And we're blessed that you're coming up for the first time. You're going to love it up here in the Prescott Valley region. Again, bring your Zyrtec or your poly bag over your head because the pollen is so gnarly.
Really?
It doesn't
my
affect me at
God.
all. It's the
It
sky.
doesn't?
No, just
Okay.
Kills me.
I'm from California too, so I adjusted. You're going to be fine.
Okay.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be all right.
You adjusted with no problems?
No problems. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
All right. My doctor just announced to me, I've been with this guy for probably 30 years and I adore him. He announced that he's retiring.
Oh,
And I'm devastated because I was pretty sure he would get me over the finish line, if you know what I mean.
Right?
And he's only 62. I'm
So
like,
he's
"Don't-
tapping
aren't
out.
you're supposed to practice until you're 85, aren't you?" I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "Well, we have a home in Prescott." I said, "Wait a minute.
Hold on.
oh, we have
Hold the phone.
problem
That's not that
solved.
far to
Problem
go for
solved. You're moving in. Let's go.
Yeah, that-
Well, we need
that's
more
not
doctors
so
up here.
far
What's
to go
his
for a-
What's his
What?
last name? We need more doctors.
I know. That's exactly what he said. And I said, Prescott doesn't seem that far to go for a physical. And he said, no, it isn't really.
We have an airport right here, LA to Prescott every day.
Yeah.
We're fancy, Vicki. We got a whole airport now.
Costco,
Yeah.
A Costco, yes. A Trader Joe's.
Walmart. You're set.
Wow.
Everything you need.
Your doctor will be up here.
And pollen.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pollen.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well,
Can't wait to see it.
super excited. Thank you again for coming on to Cast 11. Again, Vicki Lawrence and Mama, a 2-woman show, Jim and Lindley Performing Arts Center. If they're not already sold out, go to ycpac.com to go see Vicki Lawrence.
Yeah, please come on out. Let's laugh a lot.
Thank you for taking the time today.
Thanks, you guys.
You're
It's
awesome.
good to talk to you.